Alright everybody, after 1.5 years, I am so glad to say that we are back on Uncrackable Royale. So this is Uncrackable Royale Renewed, which is a recreated version from the ground up because the old one got kind of like bugged and pretty much deleted. The files got really corrupt, so I had to recreate it from scratch. But I think in the end, it turned out a lot better. So we're going to be going over everything new today, which is everything. And we're going to start by going over the spawn island. Then we're going to quickly go over the loot pool. And then there's a way that you can earn V-Bucks through playing, which I'm going to get into, a little challenge that I'm setting up. And then last, we're going to go over the island, which is, of course, the most exciting part. I think that's what most of you guys care about, but the V-Bucks are exciting too. So let's start by reading the signs, and then we'll go over with how the spawn island works and everything. So welcome to Uncrackable Royale. Picking up right where it left off after a 1.5 year hiatus, Uncrackable Royale is back with a fresh look. So that's right, we're picking up right where we left off at Season 4. So the story is going to continue, so hopefully everybody didn't forget the story, because we're just going to keep going, and because I've had this story planned out for so long, I can't just leave it in the dust. Now, the patch notes, wait, first off though, so, there's a new creative profile thing, so you can screenshot this, I think, and you can follow me, so then you'll get, like, you'll see when I release new maps, which is good, because I should be releasing another map in this month. So, please do go follow me on Fortnite, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know exactly how it works. I followed my boy Junior, because he sent me the QR code. Whatever. So thanks to everybody who does that, and of course for using my code. I appreciate all of you. So now the patch notes. The island is entirely updated. Each POI and landmark is the same as before, but they each have had some updates, and the rest of the island, like the terrain and nature, is all brand new. The railgun, Excalibur, Slurp Juice, Grenade, Damage Trap, Poison, Dart Trap, Bouncer, Birthday Presents, and Balloons, and even, I didn't have this, the Grapple Bow, have all been removed from the loot pool. For more detailed updates, you can see the Gravy Man YouTube channel, obviously. That's where we are. Now, these quests, you can do these for XP. Originally, I had them show up on the screen while you were playing, but they were just kind of like cluttering up the screen. So now, if you are able to do these quests at the end of the round, you should be granted the XP. Definitely let me know if that's not happening, but from my tests, that seems to be working. Yeah, the quests: Headhunter, get 3 headshot eliminations, Anger Issues, destroy 30 objects, and Ride or Die, travel 500 meters in a vehicle. That's right, there are vehicles. There are Prevalins across the map, as well as motorboats in the water. Because, I mean, this UEFN water, it was new when I started this map, not so new anymore, but it's still fun with these waves to ride around in a boat. Alright, now I'm going to start the game, and we're going to check out this system. First off, though, I'd like to say, this spawn island is it's based on the old one, but it's also very different. This middle part is built out the same way, but then the rest is all different. With these cars, these are kind of, I guess, like, if you're thinking, I don't know, technically this is how the players get to the island. They get in their own car, and if there was squads, then they'd all get in the car together, and then they'd fly off and land wherever they want. That's why people land individually with this button. Alright, I'm going to start the game, and we'll check that out. Alright, here we are. You now have 10 overshield, and maximum of 100 shields. Before, I believe it was 15 overshield and a maximum of 50 shield. So we'll see how that plays out. If it's kind of taking too long to kill people, definitely let me know. Here's the map. We'll check that out in a second. I'll pull up an actual picture. So you can see, though, there's timers all over the island, the spawn island. So that's kind of cool. Wherever you are, you'll be able to see how long you have. And now the dome comes down. You can click on the button. And if that timer on the top there runs out, you'll automatically be deployed to the center. But if you press it, you get a picture of the map, and you can choose where you want to go. Let's go northwest, up to Staggered Streets. You get this little animation, and then you are in. I like how the sequence turned out. It took a while to make it, but I think it turned out well. There are some glitches. If they get too bad, I might have to make some changes, but I think they're alright. Sometimes it just, the animation doesn't play, and I really don't know why. But that's just when I was testing with a few of my friends. So if a lobby got close to full, it might even be worse. Well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll just have to get full lobbies to find out. So that is it for the spawn island. Now we only have a couple more things before we get to the actual map tour. And we're going to start with the loot pool. Okay, so for anyone curious, here is the loot pool. I'm just going to slowly scroll through it. I'm not going to read everything. Anything marked in red has been removed. And there are a few additions. I haven't marked them, though. Like, clingers, I think, are new. They replace grenades, pretty much. They might have already been in. I actually don't remember. But, just here's everything. For anyone wondering while they were playing what's possible to get, that's it. Here, these traps, I had to remove them because they no longer work in the item granter, which is what I use for the custom loot pool. So I really don't know why it's doing that, but I would have had them in if I could, but sadly I can't. So, alright, now we're going to get into how you can earn V-Bucks by playing this map, and then we'll get into the island tour. So there are 5 opportunities to get V-Bucks, and those are each 5 different codes that you can find across the island. So you can't actually find the V-Bucks codes, but what you can do is each password, it's written in purple with kind of a bold like outline. If you find anything written in purple all over the island, it is a password that you can then go over to the Discord. Here it is, the Uncrackable codes. This is in the Discord server. There's a link to the server in the description and in the About section of my channel. So if you don't have Discord, that kind of sucks. I don't really know what else to do. This is just the best way for me to be able to do it. But you come in here, you enter the passcode, and then when I see that you've done this, maybe even you can probably @ me, just in case I don't see. I should get notifications for everything in the server though. So just say that in there and I will DM you your code for V-Bucks. There's 5 different passwords around the map, so there's 5 different opportunities to earn V-Bucks. Some of them are harder to find than others. Some of them are pretty dang hard, so you guys might have to be searching for a while. But I tried to make them fun to find at the very least. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that scavenger hunt. Now, let's get into the actual map tour. Alright, so let's start with Staggered Streets, one of the most iconic places from the map, I would say. Probably the most known location. Come across the destroyed bridge is still here after Season 1. Come down in here, and most of the buildings are the same. The biggest change you'll notice is the street like lines that I've added, just to make it a little more, like, it makes a little more sense. It feels a little more real when you have these lines. I don't think this lane's actually even wide enough for a car, but it's mainly decoration. Yeah, well, you know what? It's good enough. It's good enough. I mean, who's really gonna care? These towers now work again. They might have been broken. I think they worked in the old version. Okay, they only work in game, but yeah, you get launched out of them. And another big difference now. Oh well, that's a difference. And then also we're on a beach, so a couple buildings are all on a cliff, and then there's this little area you can go down to get to the beach that's right next to Staggered Streets, and there's even a boat on the beach that you can get. This is a big difference. This used to only be about 3 or 4 tiles high, but because the way I did the terrain now, I've made it a little more extreme, so this mountain is taller, and this had to be taller too. But I think it turned out well, because we got this nice, I don't know, the metal looks like it's bending on itself. It's kind of cool. And then this is fun in here. You got this kind of parkour-centric area. with a ton of loot, and you can just kind of mantle and parkour all around this place, all the way up to the top, and yeah. So that makes this kind of bridge thing that was never finished. Well, never canonically, you know what I mean. You know, it looks like it's under construction, but they never finished it. It makes it a lot more interactive when before it didn't matter as much. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun to play on. And then I was just flying around here. You can check out all the other terrain. We got still, you can see all the old landmarks. I think I got every single old landmark on here. If I'm missing any, you can let me know. I'll try to get them. I do have a version of the old island that I can still grab stuff from. It was just not like a ready-to-go version. It was just the map, and it was way over memory for some reason. So, now here is Fiendish Fortress. So the difference here is that it's no longer on the grid. So you can see it's kind of slanted, and so are the towers. They're also slanted. I think it looks a lot better. It looks like they built it to fit with how the terrain was and not like on the grid how it was before. Like this tower right on the cliff, you know, it feels like it fits in with the terrain a lot better. I never showed a picture of the map, actually. I guess I'll just show one now. Here's a picture of the map, with all the names on the locations and everything. So you can see it's the same layout as before. It's just improved, pretty much. Renewed, you could say. Now over here is the dock. I thought because of the addition of boats, an area like this would be a really fun addition. So there's 4 available boats here. And you can see the dams have also been, they're kind of double-deckered. Because I think unless I had kind of like the hydro dam from Chapter 2 that was all curved, it was super tall, this flat dam didn't really look good when it was that tall. So I split it up into kind of a lock that's in between them. It's the same on the other side here. There's kind of a lock right there. And I don't know, it turned out all right. It looks weird. This isn't like realistic. Nobody would ever do this in real life. But I just want it to be interesting. Like Pado Bay, which is what this is a lot more interesting now that we have the beaches on all sides. It's a lot better than how it used to be. Now let's move over the bridge onto the other side here. We still have sheriff shacks. I think there's actually another one now. There's 4 when there used to be 3. Cozy Cottage is still here and now has a car in the garage. Here's Fither Falls. You can still go under the waterfall. Here's all the terrain. And now over to Reactor Row. Reactor Row's probably had the most changes to it. I tried to keep most of what there used to be, like this drill and this building. Of course, the shield core had to be there. It makes sense. It's what's supplying your overshield. But then the other side over here, it's kind of like a lot more condensed than it used to be, because with the way the terrain is laid out now, the big sprawling one that used to be there doesn't work as well. But ultimately, I think this is better for gameplay, and I even added a set of new buildings. So there's more loot here now too, when it could have been lacking before. So that's that. And then this corrupt cavern has pretty much been shrunken down to the point where it's not even a named location anymore. And the chests that it used to have, that all of the star fragments used to have, are gone. They used to have that OP ice cream cone that healed everything, and they even had an SMG that did, I think, like 0 damage. So I just took those out because they weren't balanced well at all. Now moving up to Shaky Shelter. This is what I started with when I started working on this renewed version. And I really like, this is my favorite area of terrain. I like how like extreme the cliff is over here and these beaches. You can see Captured Cabin is still here, as as well as this Red Industry base. And now in Shaky Shelter itself, the wall I think is exactly the same, but there are a ton of new props placed around Shaky that make it feel a lot more filled in and a lot more fun to move around. Like you can see, we have these banners you can run on, like bridges and stuff like this that you can hop over, and even these kind of knockoff grind rails that are just fun to parkour on, I guess. They're not as... I felt like grind rails kind of were a little too fast to get around. These are just fun for movement. And a bunch of crates and stuff like that too that connect buildings. It just, I don't know, it just filled the space more. Sometimes this location felt a little empty back in the old version, and now I think I was able to fix that with this. So I mean, let me know how you guys like those changes. And then you can see, so this is the crash site. There's a story behind this. I was working on kind of a battle bus type thing that was going to fly over the island, and you would be able to drop out of it with, like, you would press a remote and the floor would disappear, but only for you, and then you would drop down. But I couldn't get it to work how I wanted it to, so I took the build and I just smashed it into the ground, and that's how we ended up with crash site here. Alright, now let's move south. Over this way, there's a new bridge here. This road was originally going to lead off into the summer island that used to be over here in the last summer update from 2023, and I cut it off eventually. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to recreate it, and now I don't think we'll ever see that summer island again. It might come out later, but probably not. It just didn't feel, I don't know, it didn't work well. I hadn't originally planned for it when I planned out the story, so it was just kind of in the way of a couple of things, and I think it'll be better not to have it. The only problem with that is now the pirate ship is gone, which was kind of cool when it was floating in the water, so I might add that back too eventually. And then we have Boggling Bridge. I don't think it's called that anymore, but that's what it was. Wait a minute. It is still here. It's still Boggling Bridge. Okay. So here that is. And you can see a couple areas of road are just paint, but the cars still work well on them. They still drive faster when they're on the road. And it was just easier when we're going down kind of a curvy, windy road like this, just to do it like with the paint. Now here's Obliterated Bay. It's pretty much exactly the same, except for maybe these lines, which I don't think were there before. Everything else is about the same. And now too, there's boats around here somewhere. There's a boat here, there's a boat here. So you can go get boats and sail around the edge. I like these waves that are in UEFN. It's very fun to go around in the boat on those. Now let's move over to our final section of the map, and then we can wrap up. Which is the Fallen Star. This has gotten the least changes, I think, because I even imported the terrain from before. So it's pretty much exactly the same throughout the whole thing, except for pretty last minute I changed the nature to be chapter 1 because, hey, that's not supposed to be there. Where's this? Because I changed the nature on the rest of the map to chapter 1, so I just went ahead and did that for all these as well. If you see, why? I thought I got it all. I thought I got it all. Some ugly chapter 2 terrain. I mean, some ugly chapter 2 props are leaking their way into the map. But besides that, yeah, I think I got it all. I'm leaving these trees because they look cool, but everything else is chapter 1. Alright, so that's actually everything. You can see I did get HLODs working. That was actually a problem for a long time, except they're glitchy down here. And yeah, so when you get far away, it looks super colorful, and I have no idea why, but everything else looks great with HLODs. Like you can see if I fly far out here, that is the only problem. Everything else looks good. And in-game, when you open the map, it looks good. So, hopefully you guys will go ahead and play it, grab a few of your friends, and hop on, because that's what I did, at least, you know, before it released, to test it. I grabbed a few of my friends, and we had fun. So, thank you all so much for watching and playing, and using code GravyMan. And perhaps, even, if you wanted to become a channel member, I would appreciate it so much. You could be the first. You could be the first. And you get fun little emojis, and I will put your name in this map and shout you out in my videos. And I still don't know exactly how to advertise this because I just got access to it. So thank you all so much for watching, though. If you want to see more, like and subscribe. Turn on notifications and everything. I should come up with a catchphrase. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.